What's up, you guys? It's Jason here from RPM Side by Side, and today we're going to be going over a new product on our brand new 120 horsepower 2022, I believe this is a 22 Can-Am X3 Turbo. This is a 120 base model, and that's what this product's about. It's about our new 120 base model silicone blow-off valve kit. Before, our blow-off valve kit was just a teed-in piece that went in between your rubber hose, and you would cut it, tee in our blow-off valve kit, and that was that. Now we're going to replace the entire hose with a silicone hose that's specific to the 120 models. With that being said, we're going to move on with that, but this machine is, like I said, our 120, it's bone stock. We have not even touched it yet. So the blow-off valve kit will be the first thing we do. By the time we're done, we expect to have installed and filmed our entire 205 upgrade kit. So that's what we're going to be doing with this machine. Is slowly filming videos with it, and we wanted to start with our blow-off valve kit. So let's check it out. All right, so what we have here is the entire replacement tube. We're going to uninstall the charge tube on the 120 model, that's factory, and we're going to replace it with this throttle body side, turbo side, and your blow-off valve port. When you get this, you're going to reuse your factory clamps here, and we will supply the clamp that goes up here. This is our new V2 blow-off valve kit, and that's it. So a little bit quick information about this blow-off valve. Obviously, we'll have more videos on our channel about this blow-off valve specifically, but it's like top of the line, 6061 billet, knurled cap. Obviously, our logo's engraved, and heat sinks, 25 millimeter ports, a 360 degree operational top port. So there's dual O-rings here to seal this. No more having the blow-off valve come out the top. It comes out the sides. So it's super convenient, and it'll land wherever you need it to land. It's a fully polished billet piston that's sealed. So there's an O-ring that goes around our piston now, and it completely seals it. The piston can drop any orientation or direction, and it will seal itself. So on these 120 kits, the first thing I like to do is install the light springs. The 120 models don't make quite as much boost as the other ones, but we do include two other springs with the V2 blow-off valve kit. So you can kind of pick and choose your noise. Some guys, want that really loud push, and some guys don't. They just want it to be quick and short, and you can achieve that with a heavy spring. So first thing I like to do is just swap it out. I already have it in here. Is the light spring. So we just stick it back in there and simply cap it back up. And from there, we will start with the installation of the silicone piece, move on to this, and we will show you where to tie in your reference port as well. All right, guys, so we're going to start the installation. For this, a couple of tools you're going to need are the 10 mil socket, a T30, a flathead, and I'm going to use a power ratchet, but just a normal ratchet or even a wrench could work. The flathead is to remove the charge tube and retighten the clamps on our charge tube, and the 10 mil is to remove the two 10 millimeter bolts that hold the it's called a intercooler shroud. Underneath this shroud is two 10 millimeter bolts that hold a dummy plate in that would otherwise be an intercooler. So let's get started. All right, from here, we're going to remove this access panel. All right, so we're going to remove this 10 mil and this other gold 10 mil over here off to the left. All right, now that we have the four 10 millimeter bolts out of this cover, we're simply just going to push it up and get it out of our way. So we're going to take a quick note of where the clamp is at on this rubber hose. See, there's about a 1/4 inch gap here. That's a little more than I like. I like to put it about a 1/16 of an inch away from the end of the hose, and that is exactly what you're going to do on your replacement hose. You do not want the clamp on the end of the hose, otherwise it will squeeze itself off. So we're going to go ahead and remove this clamp, and then we'll move to the throttle body side and remove it next. So above the throttle body is going to be the next clamp on the rubber hose. We're going to go ahead and remove it, and that's it right here. Again, we're going to use a flathead. All right, guys, now that our clamps are loose, we're going to apply some pressure backwards. These rubber hoses tend to stick to the aluminum intake of the turbo pretty good, so sometimes you have to squeeze it, bend it, kink it, and then eventually you'll hear it kind of break loose and then come right off. This one came out pretty easy. We're good there, and that's like that. Just kind of grab and twist, And that is your stock tube. And now we're going to be installing the RPM silicone charge tube with the factory clamps. We're simply going to install this hose the same way we uninstalled the factory one. All right, so as you can see, we're about 1/8 to a 1/16 away from the edge of the silicone on both clamps. A trick to installing these easily is soap and water on the ends here. Helps them go on, especially on the throttle body side. It can be pretty snug. So soap and water, get it on there, and then you can kind of just wiggle it back and forth. With soap and water, it'll find its happy spot of where it wants to be so the silicone's not all twisted up. From there, we got that 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch from the edge of the silicone on the throttle body and the turbo side. We'll go ahead and tighten these clamps down and we'll move on to the blow-off valve installation. All right, from here we're going to be diving into our blow-off valve box. We're going to be getting one of the stainless steel 21 to 38 millimeter worm gear clamps. We're going to be putting it on the silicone port for the blow-off valve, and then we're going to install the blow-off valve. All right, so when it comes to this kit, we do include a filter with an outerwear cover. These are not an intake filter. This acts as two things. It blocks out the mud and really thick water if you plan on submerging a lot, and it acts as a muffler. If you're asking us why my blow-off valve is not loud, the 120s do not make a lot of boost, and if you have this on, it's just a muffler. You do not need this installed. It will make your blow-off valve quieter. So for us, we're going to leave it off, and I like to keep the blow-off valve, as you can see, aimed slightly towards the passenger seat, but still pointing downward. All right, guys, so now we're going to be switching over to our T30, and that is going to be for installation of our reference port. This is a stainless steel barb and a billet aluminum clamp down piece that will hold the barb into the plenum. The plenum is located in front of the muffler, behind the motor. It's a T30 bolt, and we're going to be removing it, removing the plastic cap, and then installing this. All right, so this is your boost reference line. It's going to go from the top of the blow-off valve to that reference port, and it's going to be cut to length. So we're going to start with the blow-off valve. We include 2 small zip ties to go on the end of each reference line. They're really not required because they are barbed. We do include them anyways. A couple questions we get about the blow-off valve now that it's all installed is, this is a muffler for the blow-off valve to make it quieter or for mud use. You have 2 more springs, a medium and a heavy. They only change the tone of the blow-off valve. The boost is irrelevant to the operation of the springs. You'll have an extra O-ring kit and O-ring lubricant for rebuilding the blow-off valve if you ever need to. With that being said, we've never rebuilt one on any of our machines. Guys think they want to or need to. At most, you need to relubricate the rings every 2,000 miles. You have a 25 millimeter plug with another clamp. This is for eliminating the blow-off valve if you're doing a boost leak test. So if you ever want to do a boost leak down test, you would remove the blow-off valve, put this in the port, clamp it, and that's what that's used for. So you have that. And that kind of wraps up your blow-off valve box contents. The instructions are always located on a yellow sticker on our blow-off valve box. They're also at the bottom of our website, rpmsxs.com. Very bottom, instructions. Click on that. You'll be able to pick your machine, and it kind of breaks you down from there. And eventually, you'll get to the 120 blow-off valve kit instructions. There will be a PDF and or a video. All right, from here, everyone's super excited. They got their blow-off valve installed, and they want to hear it right away. So they jump in their car, they rev it up, and they email us and say, I can't hear anything. That's because a blow-off valve only works under boost. It only knows what to do, what vacuum pressure tells it to do. So guys will be here in neutral, barely revving it up, barely driving it. Let me tell you something. A Can-Am X3 can go 65 miles an hour at 6,000 RPMs, making 0 boost. The blow-off valve only operates under positive vacuum pressure. So you can literally be going 65 at 6,000 RPMs, making negative vacuum pressure. I can't hear my blow-off valve. We're not making any boost. The best way to test this is to go from 4-wheel drive, 5 miles an hour, 100% throttle, to 20 miles an hour, let off, you will hear your blow off valve. All right, so this is what a 5 to 20 mile an hour pull should look like. Pedal smack to the floor and then chop it right away at 20. If you don't, check out our YouTube videos or our instructions page. We have diagnostic videos on how to test your blow-off valve. It's super easy to do. 95% of the time, it's installation error or operator error on testing the blow-off valve and making it work. We try to outline that in all of our videos, but we want to make it easy for you guys. So like I said, easiest way to test it, 4-wheel drive, 5 mile an hour, accelerated 20 mile an hour, you'll hear the blow-off valve. We're going to be reinstalling everything in the order that we took it apart. We'll put our access cover back on. We'll put our metal shield back in, tighten those 4 10mm bolts, our shroud cover here, shroud cover for the clutch right there, and let's get some sound clips. Alright guys, that's the RPM V2 blow-off valve installed on a 120 horsepower Can-Am X3. If you've got a Turbo R, Turbo RR, or even a Polaris Razor, we've got blow-off valve kit for you. Get them, rpmsxs.com.